Hi, my name is Villalon, and this is Kickstart Your Home. Magkano magpa-tiles ngayong 2021? The first thing I did was I asked myself, can I do it? Can I learn it? Will I enjoy it? If not, get someone to do it. And then I got the metro or the measuring tape, a pen and a paper, and then I measured the area to be tiled so I know the extent of the project. Then it's time to visit a few tile centers, and that's when I decided, hey, I wanted a 40 by 40 tile and decided on white. Hi. So what I do, and this is the third time that I already did it, is go to google.com and type in tile calculator Philippines. If you're from the Philippines, then tile calculator. I choose the Mariwasa website. And once you click on that, it'll ask you for just, three things, which is the floor area, the unit of the area, and the tile size. So since I have decided that it'll be 40 by 40 tile, so that's what I'm gonna choose. Floor area, I think it's about 8.7. So on the metro, it's either nakaano yun, sa metro is either inches ang nandun or centimeters or millimeters. So if it's centimeters, then you just need to convert. So I'll show you how to convert that as well. So dun sa square, if square na space na lalagyan natin ng tiles, if it is 1,000 or 1,000 centimeters, just do 1,000 centimeters to meters. So that's 10 meters. So if it's 400, I'll make that 200. Yeah. 200 centimeters to meters is 2. And if it's a square, most probably if the tama yung pagkakaskwala, then it's 4 square meters. So 2 times 2. Yung sa akin is more or less 9 square meters. And I'm going to choose a tile size. Yeah, not square foot, right? But if you're familiar with the square foot, then you do that. Dito sa Philippines, it's square meters. Tile size is 40 by 40. So just click compute and it'll give you the number of tiles that you need. The recommended grout spacing, it's not for you. If you want to do it yourself, then you can do that. So 4.5 yung spacing ng grout from one tile to another. And then you need to purchase, or the recommended purchase is 4 is this kg of grout. I think what I did here, yeah. So it's in kg. So it's 4 kg, then you need 2 bags of grout. And for the adhesive, tile adhesive, 50 kilos, and 50 kilos is 25 kg 25 kg bag. So which means that's 2 bags of tile adhesives. And that's exactly what I purchased. And yeah, so that's how you calculate. Okay, now let's talk about the cost. All right. It's a little bit of a chess game and a trial and error when it comes to construction and kontratahan here in the Philippines. And if you're doing it on your own, that it's not a major renovation project wherein even the contractor will decide on if it's arawan or contrata on his side. This time, it's your call. All right. So I can only guide you, but you will need to decide towards the end kung nakamura ka or naka pa mahal or. So there are some horror stories on dealing with laborers, but there are some good laborers. And if you find them, what I suggest is to keep them in your database. Pakisamahan nyo sila. I did have a short list of a tile setter, a mason, a painter, an all-around person. But because they are also working, they need to earn money, then they're not always going to be available. So that's always usually the case. Either you wait for them to be available, or if the project can't wait, just like this one, I had no choice. All right. Number 1, arawan or kontrata. The thing is, if it's arawan, Most of the time, if it's Arawan, then what they'll do, they will try to prolong, the project. So you prepare their food. So the preparation effort plus the budget also eats up. So also take that into consideration. So as an example, if it's Arawan or Contrata, okay, Arawan, what do you need? You need a tile setter, someone who really is someone who has experience or has done a tile certification course and with experience. So, and this is a little bit of a dirty job. And when I say dirty, it means madudumihan yung mga kamay, kuko, and everything. If I could do it, I would. But I still don't have any experience in tile setting. I do other things. I do very simple plumbing, which I just learned to do. I assemble the things that I purchase. I tried palitada, I tried grouting, but tile setting is totally different because you need to use the grinder, either the grinder or a tile cutter. I'll teach you a little bit of what I know. And of course, there's tons of knowledge out there, but this is me sharing with you my experience as a lady homekeeper who has this probably has the same problem as you have. You don't know somebody who you can trust. You don't have a man in the house, and this is your first time. Okay, so tile setter and ideally mason, and these two come together as a twin skill. So either they're a tile setter, a mason, or both, and both would be good kasi marunong sa timpla ng cement. The thing is, they will usually need a helper. So a helper also need a helper. So what the helper will do is probably do the timpla of the cement or grind this, the serujo. So these are terms that you will learn. Klebe plus serujo. Serujo is, yung mga hindi buo na tiles because the form of the floor requires that you cut the tiles in odd shapes. And klebe, CLEBE, I'll talk about that in another video, but it's the incline of the floor towards the drain. And this is something that I learned as well from a tile setter. So tile setter plus mason, usually 700 per day. And the helper is usually 500 per day. Now think of 2 to 3 days for them to finish this. So 700 plus 500 equals 1,200. And let's max it to 3 days because they will probably stretch it. So that's 3,600 plus food, plus merienda, food or lunch, plus merienda, plus your effort, plus most of the time you need to buy kulang po ng tiles, etc. So more or less go around 4,500 to 5,000. And then nasira yung equipment core. I don't have a tool, so you still need to purchase. So yeah, more or less 4,500 to 5,000, and there's an effort on your part too. As for contrata, and that's what they're gonna do. Maybe even sobra here, but you can negotiate that. Okay, because it's a little bit sobra, then please provide the food for yourself. Please buy additional materials for yourself. I'll just give you the money, or soft drinks if they want that. In this particular project, we opted for contrata. So it was finished in 1.5 days, believe it or not. Okay, and that's what they do with contrata. They shorten naman. So arawan is they prolong, contrata is they shorten. But as long as you have the right people with the right skill set and the right attitude, keep them. Now, labor only or labor plus materials. For this project, I chose labor only. Why? I'll show you why. When I went to 3 stores, 3 tile centers actually, tile centers. The first tile center, I already chose a tile, 40 by 40 tile. And since it's outside and I'm just working on a budget, hopefully less than 10,000 pesos. So 40 by 40 tiles, it cost 52 pesos in tile center 1. I went to Tile Center 2. Tile Center 2, it cost the same design, the same brand, and sorry, it's not Mariwasa. uh, Tile Center 2 it costs 45 pesos there. So I went to another tile center, and luckily here in my place, the tile centers are just maybe 500 meters away from each other or less. The last tile center I went to was selling it for 38 pesos, and it's on sale because they only have less than 100 tiles left, and I only needed, look at the savings here, 52 minus 38, that's 14 pesos. But and from Tile Center 2, it's 7 pesos. And if you're buying 57 tiles, 57 pieces of tiles, don't buy just 57. Believe it or not, more often than not, the tile setter will probably break something, or it's already broken or something like that. So I think I purchased, yeah, six to 10 more. Okay. Right, so that's about, let's say 67 times 32. So that's, just grab something here. Let's grab a calculator. So 67 times 32 is 2,144 for tiles, for the tiles. Plus tile adhesive times 2, 190 times 2 bags times 2 equals 380 tile adhesive. And we also needed cement, 3 bags of cement, 200 and it ranges between 205 to 215 at this time of 2021. So I think I purchased it for 212, or let's say 210 times. They asked me for 3 bags. So 210 times 3 is 630 for cement. So in total, 3,154 for materials. 3,154. And if you're doing contrata, you ask them to bring their own tools. You only provide the extension cord. So that's the materials, right? Materials is 3,154. Labor, so yeah, it depends on how much it is. 5,006. What happened to us was they charged us with 6,500. There were 3 of them, and because there wasn't some extra cementing that's needed in another area, so 6,500 for 3 people. So that's 9,654, which means I'm still within the budget. Plus, I got to include the cementing of some portions of outside the porch area and the sitting area. So still good. And don't forget to get their numbers so that if there's any back job, there's a crack or something, then you can easily contact them. So that's it for cost of materials and cost of labor. Thank you so much for watching. I have heaps to share with you. Mistakes that I made, lessons learned, DIY skills that I've developed. So I hope you join me in my journey in kickstarting my home so you can kickstart yours too.